Hello, fans, and welcome to Joliet, Illinois, where today your Washington Wild Things take on the Joliet Slammers in Game 2 of their three-game series. Good morning, everyone. I'm Zach Ziegler, bringing you all Washington Wild Things baseball throughout this 2016 season. 11 o'clock Eastern start here in Joliet, Illinois. It's an education day, so lots of local kids from area schools filing in to enjoy baseball here on this Wednesday morning. Coming up, you're listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show. Got a lot for you, taking a look at last night's game and the loss and how that one played out. Also going to look ahead to today's game, including lineups, first pitch, pitching matchup, and we're also going to take a look at the standings here as we get early on in the Frontier League season. It's all right here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show. I'm Zach Ziegler. We'd like to remind you this broadcast brought to you by Consol Energy, Bethany College, and Clearview Federal Credit Union. Keep it tuned right here to the MSA Sports Network for more Washington Wild Things baseball.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. You listen to the Washington Wild Things pregame show. This broadcast brought to you by Pittsburgh Comics, TruePar America, and Undoes. Last night, Washington Wild Things not very successful. Lost the game by, the final score of 6-1. And it really started going bad early on. Brandon Hinkle, the starting pitcher for Waynesburg, allowed 4 straight hits to start the game, all singles to Charlie White, Phil Bates, Alfredo Rodriguez, and Mark Flores to start off the game. And the really big mistake was the Joliet Slammers had runners at first and second, nobody out. And Hinkle went to throw over to first base, but first baseman Jimmy Yezzo wasn't there to cover, so the ball sailed into right field. It allowed White to score from second base, the first run of the game for the Joliet Slammers. Phil Bates moved up to third. Then Alfredo Rodriguez followed with an RBI single to drive in Bates, and then Mark Flores added an RBI single of his own. So the Wild Things down early 3-0. However, after that, Hinkle settled down. He ended up throwing 4 2/3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. But from the second inning to the fourth inning, he was pretty efficient. Faced 4 batters in the second, went 1-2-3 in the third, and faced 4 batters again in the fourth inning. His big problem on the night was he kept getting behind batters, and he was falling into 1-0, 2-0 counts, and that just doesn't prove successful when you're on the mound. It came back to bite him, and he gave up the 3 runs early. The big blow for the Slammers, though, came in the top of the 5th. They started things out with an Alfredo Rodriguez fly out to center field, and then 2 straight hits, a Mark Flores single and a Jake Gronsky double, gave the Slammers runners at second and third with only 1 away. A walk to Boo Vasquez ended up loading the bases. At that point, manager Greg Langben pulled his starter Brandon Hinkle and brought in Matt Frodden to make his first appearance of 2016. The appearance started out great. As the first batter he faced, he got Melvin Rodriguez to strike out. So with 2 outs and the bases loaded, you think, hey, maybe the Wild Things are going to get out of this one. But then Carter Bell, a bloop double over the glove of Jimmy Yezzo, fell right in front of right fielder Dave Popkins in no man's land. It allowed 3 runs to score and gave Joliet a 6-0 lead. There were 2 more walks in the inning that gave the Slammers the bases loaded once again. However, Frodden got out of it as he struck out Bates, and Frodden in his first appearance, not too bad. After that 5th inning, he went 1-2-3 in the 6th, and in the 7th inning, he did allow a hit and 2 walks, but he was able to get out of the bases loaded jam in that one, keeping the score right where it was at 6-1 at that point. The Wild Things scored their only run of the game in the top of the 6th. Jimmy Yezzo flew out to start the inning, but Dave Popkins got his 3rd hit of the night, a double, to give the Wild Things a runner at second with 1 out. Then after a Grant Fink walk, Scott Carcasey got his first Washington Wild Things hit of the season. It was a big one, an RBI single to drive in the first run of the game. After that, starting pitcher for Joliet, Spencer Medic was pulled. Medic pitched great on the mound, 5 1/3, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks, 4 hits, 1 run, and that run was earned. So Medic, phenomenal on the mound against the Wild Things. That brought in Mark Rutledge, and Rutledge proceeded to get Eddie Sarando to ground out to a 4-6-3 double play to end that inning. That's the only offense Washington could muster on the night as they lose by the score of 6-1. Another bright spot for your Wild Things, Tyler Garco, his first appearance of 2016. He pitched the eighth and final inning on the mound for the Wild Things. Got 2 strikeouts, did allow a base hit, but faced 4 batters in the inning and retired the Slammers pretty quickly. So a good 2016 debut for Tyler Garco. You're listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show. When we get back, going to take a look at the pitching matchup in today's game. So keep it right here on the MSA Sports Network. This broadcast brought to you by State Line Restaurant and Hotspot, People's Natural Gas, and Chick-fil-A. You're listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show right here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network, getting you ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. I want to remind you this broadcast brought to you by Henderson Brothers, Penn Station Subs, Washington County Tourism Promotion Agency, and AAA. Looking at today's pitching matchup, it'll be Trevor Foss on the hill for your Wild Things, making his second start. His first time out, he was very good. He pitched 6 2/3 innings, gave up 1 run. It was earned on 6 hits while striking out 2, walking out none. Again, the win, his ERA currently sits at 1.35. In that game, he was getting a lot of swings and misses against the Gateway Grizzlies as he tries to continue that one today against Joliet. If he can get in front of batters, he's going to have a good game. Hinkle last night, we saw what happens when you fall behind. This Joliet Slammers team can put it on you offensively. If they look for a pitch they like, they can see it and drive it, and that was a problem for Hinkle last night. So if Trevor Foss can go out there on the mound today, pitch his game, get a bunch of swings and misses, he will be good, just like he did in the Gateway game. Opposing him for the Joliet Slammers will be Liam O'Sullivan. He has made 1 appearance this year, but it was not a start. He threw 2 innings, gave up no runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout in 2 innings of work in his 1 game this season. So for O'Sullivan, not a starter on the mound, but still getting action today as a starter on the mound. So we'll see how his longevity works in this game, see if he can go a while for the Joliet Slammers. While we have a minute, we're going to take a look at the standings early on here in the 2016 Frontier League season. Just about 4 to 5 games underway for these teams on the year. And in the East Division, where your Washington Wild Things sit, the Lake Erie Crushers lead it. They have a record of 3-0. Windy City Thunderbolts sit in second place. They're 4-1. Then your Washington Wild Things in third with a record of 2-2. The Joliet Slammers right behind them, a record of 2-3. The Traverse City Beach Bums sit in fifth, 1-3 their record. And the Schaumburg Boomers round out the East Division standings. They also sit at 1-3. Taking a look over at the West, the other side of the Frontier League, Evansville Otters sit at 3-1 in first place. The Southern Illinois Miners at second and 2-1. The Normal Corn Belters sit at third, their record 2-2. The fourth spot tie between the Gateway Grizzlies and the Florence Freedom at 1-2, and the River City Rascals round out the West Division with a record of 0-2. Lineups being exchanged at home plate, and while they do that, we're going to go through the lineups for both these teams. First, for the visiting Washington Wild Things, come into this game with a record of 2-2. They'll lead off with their center fielder, Jamal Austin. Batting second at shortstop will be Austin Wobrock. In the 3-hole at third base will be Brian Haar. In the cleanup spot at first base, Jimmy Yezzo. Dave Popkins hits fifth. He's in right field. Grant Fink bats sixth. He's in left today. Scott Carcasey, the number 7 hitter, is the designated hitter. Eddie Sarando will be behind the plate. He hits eighth. And John Zizniewski rounds out the lineup at second base. He will bat ninth. For the Joliet Slammers, they come into this game with a record of 2-3. They lead off with their center fielder, Charlie White. Batting second will be the second baseman, Melvin Rodriguez. In the 3-hole, the shortstop, Alfredo Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, Mark Flores at first base. The number 5 hitter in right field, Boo Vasquez. Batting 6th at third base, Jake Gronsky. Batting 7th behind the plate, Joe Staley. Batting 8th, the designated hitter, Carter Bell. And rounding out the lineup in left field and batting 9th will be Phil Bates. So 11:05 a.m. first pitch for this game on an education day here at Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois. You're listening to the Washington Wild Things pregame show. When we come back, we'll have first pitch in this matchup between the Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Stay tuned, everybody, right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School, lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show on the MSA Sports Network, getting you ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series between your Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Just finishing up the meeting at home plate, and we are about ready for baseball. Pitching matchup, Trevor Foss and Liam O'Sullivan. Foss making his second start of this 2016 season, record of 1-0. So he goes out there. Good start against the Gateway Grizzlies his first time out. He'll be opposed by Liam O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan making his first start of the 2016 season. Has appeared in the game. He pitched 2 innings in that game, allowed 1 hit in his relief appearance. So one more time, look at the lineups here. Carter for Joliet, Charlie White, Melvin Rodriguez, Alfredo Rodriguez, Mark Flores, Boo Vasquez, Jake Gronsky, Joe Staley, Carter Bell, and Phil Bates. And for the Washington Wild Things, it'll be Jamal Austin, Austin Wobrock, Brian Haar, Jimmy Yezzo, Dave Popkins, Grant Fink, Scott Carcasi, Eddie Sarando, and John Zizniewski. So we will be right back here on the MSA Sports Network. National Anthem getting ready to be played here at Silver Cross Field means we're just about ready for baseball. Between your Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers, you're listening to MSASports.net.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School, lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the Washington Wild Things pregame show, just about ready for baseball here from Joliet. First pitch scheduled for 11:05 as your Washington Wild Things look to defeat the Joliet Slammers here in Game 2 of a 3-game series. Today we're going to go through the keys of the game. First, for Trevor Foss, you want to get ahead of batters early on. If you're falling behind like you did last night with Brandon Hinkle, you see what happens. These Slammers get to swing the bat and make things go offensively. So if you're Trevor Foss, be sure you get in front of batters just like you did in your first start of the season and go out there and pitch your game. Throw off the fastball. We were talking to him back on Saturday before the second game of the Gateway series. He said he likes to pitch off his fastball. That's what he did all night in the Gateway game. So just pitch off the fastball and put it where you want it and pitch your game, and Foss will be successful. For the offense, again, got to string together some hits. We've had a couple big innings this season, but we still haven't seen them collect a lot of hits and get a lot of opportunities. We kind of saw it in the Sunday game, the third game of the Gateway Series, but that's what we want to see today. We want to see a lot of hits, a lot of opportunities for the Wild Things offensively. Joliet Slammers take the field in their white home jerseys with the white pants, and the Wild Things today wearing their gray jersey tops for the first time this season with the gray pants. Just about ready for baseball. Going to take a look at the defensive alignment for the Joliet Slammers. In the outfield left to right, it is Bates, White, and Vasquez. The left side of the infield being held down by Gronsky and Rodriguez. The right side being held by Melvin Rodriguez and Mark Flores. And it'll be Joe Staley behind the plate after getting the night off last night. And one more quick look through the Washington Wild Things lineup for you. We have Jamal Austin, Austin Wobrock, Brian Haar, Jimmy Yezzo, Dave Popkins, Grant Fink, Scott Carcasey, Eddie Sarando, and John Zizniewski. From Silver Cross Field, just about ready for first pitch, as O'Sullivan finishing his warm-up tosses. Game 2 of 3 between your Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Washington lost 6-1 last night, but looks to rebound in today's game. I'm Zach Ziegler here on MSA Sports Network, covering the Wild Things all season long for the 2016 Frontier League season, as we get ready for another game today. This Silver Cross Field, one of the few stadiums in the Frontier League to feature a natural grass and dirt field. So the players have to get used to playing on the natural grass as opposed to the turf field that's present at Consol Energy Park. We are ready for baseball here now as Jamal Austin will step in. Austin in yesterday's game, 1 for 5 with a single. He has one hit in each game this 2016 season, a 4-game hitting streak coming into this one. O'Sullivan looks into Staley for his sign. He has it. He's set, and the first pitch. And this one lined into right field, and it will go out to Vasquez as he makes a diving catch for out number 1. So one pitch, one away for your Wild Things. And today's first pitch thrown at 11:07 a.m., and it's 60 degrees here at Silver Cross Field. First pitch time and temperature is brought to you by State Line, Grocery, and Hotspot. That'll bring up the shortstop, Austin Wobrock. Wobrock last night, 1 for 5 as well with a single. O'Sullivan set in the pitch. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike. 0-1 the count. O'Sullivan set in the pitch. And that one's low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. For the Wild Things, we saw Jamal Austin up and swinging early here. Wobrock waiting 2 pitches, 1-1. Here's the pitch. And this one hit the right center field. Bates is back. He'll camp under it, and he'll make the catch. That's out number 2. So 4 pitches, quickly 2 outs here for the Wild Things. That brings up the third baseman, Brian Haar. Haar, after hitting 2 home runs in Sunday's game, was 0 for 4 with a walk last night. So he did get on base, but no hits for Haar. See if we can turn things around today. No score, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Game just underway between your Washington Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. O'Sullivan set in the pitch. Haar swings and fouls this one off his ankle. No balls and a strike. As a batter, that never feels good as Haar has to walk it off. O'Sullivan, as we said, last time he was out on the mound, it was in a relief role. He pitched 2 innings against the normal Corn Belters in that outing. So Brian Haar, the batter, 2 outs. There's a lot of kids in attendance today as it's an education day here at Silver Cross Field. Joe Staley goes out to talk to his pitcher, gives Brian Haar some time to walk off his foul ball. And this time I want to remind you, Sundays are Kids Club days at Consol Energy Park. Children 12 and under can join the club for free. They get lots of perks, including a t-shirt, giveaway items, and free tickets to all Kids Club days. For more information, log on to WashingtonWildThings.com or call the box office at 855-456-WILD. Kids Club is sponsored by Kona Ice, Med Express, PA Leadership Charter School, Pepsi, and Frito-Lay. Lots of kids here today in attendance learning educational day. So they're going to learn about the education of baseball. Some of the science behind it is O'Sullivan set in the 0-1. And that's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes on that outside corner. 0-2, 2 outs, no score between the Wild Things and the Slammers here in the top of the first. It's Brian Harr at the plate. O'Sullivan set in the 0-2. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, 2 outs. So Sullivan looks into Staley. Staley had an off night last night. Casey Fletcher was behind the plate for the Slammers. O'Sullivan set in the 1-2. And this one lined to center field, but it'll carry right out to Charlie White out there in center, and that is out number 3. So 1-2-3 go the Wild Things, and after half an inning, the score, your Wild Things nothing, Joliet Slammers coming to bat. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. I'm Zach Ziegler calling all the action through this 2016 season. Wild Things go 1-2-3 in the first inning, and that'll bring them out to the field. We'll look at the defensive alignment for the Wild Things. Outfield left to right is Fink, Austin, and Popkins. Left side of the infield held down by Harr and Wobrock. Right side by Zizniewski and Yezo. And it'll be Eddie Sarando behind the plate. Sarando starting his 4th straight game behind the plate. And now the pitcher today, Trevor Foss for the Washington Wild Things. We said coming to this one 1-0 with a 1.35 ERA. 6 1/3 innings pitched last time out for Foss. Pitched very well against the Gateway Grizzlies. Gave up 1 run. It was earned. Struck out 2, walked none. So let's see if he can keep his rhythm going here into the second start of the season. And one quick look at the Joliet Slammers lineup for you. It'll be Charlie White, Melvin Rodriguez, Alfredo Rodriguez, Mark Flores, Boo Vasquez, Jake Gronsky, Joe Staley, Carter Bell, and Phil Bates. No score between your Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Getting ready for baseball here in the bottom of the first. And don't forget about the Antonio Brown Softball Challenge, which will be contested at Consol Energy Park on June 11th. Tickets for the event are available at the box office or online. And for more information, give them a call at 866-456-WILD. As Charlie White steps in, ready to begin action here in the bottom of the first. White, a big offensive day in yesterday's contest, went 3 for 3 with 2 walks. And he was a thorn in the side of the Wild Things, getting on base and setting up the big 3-run inning in the first. Foss set in the pitch. And that's a called strike to start things. No balls and a strike. 0-1, no score between the Wild Things and the Slammers here in the bottom of the first. Charlie White the batter, Trevor Foss on the mound. Foss has his sign. He's set in the 0-1. And that's inside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. As Foss tried to back White off the plate on that one. Foss looks in, he's set, and the 1-1 coming. White bunting, and this one will go foul towards the Wild Things dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to Charlie White. And for Trevor Foss, we see on the first batter, getting ahead of him here. That'll be key for Foss today on the mound for the Wild Things. As White steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Foss looks into Sarando. He has his sign. He's set. And the 1-2 coming. And just low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count goes even. Good take there by Charlie White. White also walked twice yesterday, along with his 3-hit night. Foss is set in the 2-2. And this one grounded to second. Cisnewski has it. He'll throw on to first. And there's one away here in the top of the first for the Slammers. So a good start here for Foss, getting the first man out. And that'll bring up Melvin Rodriguez. Rodriguez last night, 1 for 5, with a single. Or no, Melvin Rodriguez was 1 for 4 with a single, a strikeout, a flyout, and a pop-out. Rodriguez might not have been a force at the plate last night, but he was a force in the field for Joliet as the first pitch is lined foul down the left field line, no balls and a strike. Rodriguez last night robbing a couple Wild Things of hits. John Cisnewski had an at-bat with the bases loaded and lined a pitch up the middle, and Melvin Rodriguez ranged to his right, made a nice catch on that one, and made a lot of plays last night defensively as this pitch is called strike 2 on the inside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the first between the Wild Things and the Slammers. Foss looks into Sarando. He has a sign. He's setting the 0-1. And this one also line foul into the lawn area. Count remains at 0-2. So we see the kids scurrying for the ball. Lots of kids in the lawn area today on this Education Wednesday. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss. Foss strikes out Rodriguez, his first strikeout of the day. Foss had 2 strikeouts in his last start against Gateway. Already has 1 here today. That'll bring up the shortstop, Alfredo Rodriguez. Rodriguez and Alfredo last night, 1 for 4 with a single and a walk, reached base twice, had an RBI. So a good start to the game for Trevor Foss as he's setting the first pitch. And this one lined down the right field line. That'll get into the lawn, foul. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. No score between Joliet and Washington. Washington has to shower quickly after that loss last night to turn around for this morning game. It's both teams. Here's the 0-1. And it's high ball 1. When you're playing 2 games back-to-back in a couple hours like the Wild Things and Joliet did, you got to put that last game behind you. For Joliet, you got the 6-1 win. That's got to be in the back of your mind. Now got to go out and do business. For Washington, yeah, you lost 6-1, but here's another opportunity to play. As that ball's low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Toon won the count to the Joliet shortstop. Foss looks into Sarando, and here's the pitch. And this one grounded to third. Har has it. He'll throw on to first, and that's out number 3. 1-2-3 go the Joliet Slammers in the first, and after an inning of play, the score, your Wild Things nothing, Joliet nothing. We'll be right back. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball this 2016 season. I'm Zach Ziegler, covering all the action for you for your Wild Things this season. The first inning, the Wild Things went 1-2-3, 3 flyouts. Jamal Austin flew out to right, Austin Wobrock to left, and Brian Har to center. Due up here in the second, Jimmy Yezzo, Dave Popkins, and Grant Fink. And for O'Sullivan in the first, working very quickly, got Jamal Austin to swing on the first pitch in his out, got Austin Wobrock in 3 pitches, and Brian Har in 4 pitches. So O'Sullivan working very quickly on the mound. And your Wild Things back to the bat racks here in the second as Jimmy Yezzo gets ready to step in. 1 hit for Yezzo this year, as in last night's game went 0 for 5 with a strikeout. Looking to get off the schneid offensively. And has the chance to do so here to begin the second. Lefty on righty matchup. There's O'Sullivan versus Yezo. O'Sullivan set and the first pitch coming. And that's outside, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. A count on Yezo. O'Sullivan set in the 1-0. And this one chopped to second. Slow roller, grabbed by the first baseman, throwing to first, and that will be out number 1. So 2 pitches, 1 away, as again O'Sullivan gets the first batter out quickly, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Dave Popkins. Popkins last night, great offensive night, 3 hits and 3 trips. Also had a walk on the evening, so reached base 4 times as he looks to continue today. Only had 1 hit up to the point of last night. O'Sullivan looks into Staley. Here's the pitch. And that's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count for the Wild Things right fielder. O'Sullivan set in the 1-0. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Popkins in the 5-hole today, playing right field. O'Sullivan set, the 1-1 coming. And that's inside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count, no score between your Wild Things and the Slammers. Here in the top of the second, O'Sullivan set in the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big hack there by Popkins. And O'Sullivan so far on the mound, pitching pretty well for Joliet. See if the Wild Things offense can break through. O'Sullivan looks into Staley. He's set, and the pitch coming. And that's outside, ball. Oh, it's a cold strike 3. Popkins can't believe it, and he strikes out, and that will be out number 2. That brings up the left fielder, Grant Fink, and that pitch looked off of the outside corner from up here in the booth, and Dave Popkins thought so as well, but apparently it hit that corner, and it's called strike 3. That'll bring up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink on the day, 0 for 3, or yesterday 0 for 3 with a walk. O'Sullivan set in the first pitch. Checks his swing, but he went around, says the home plate umpire. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. We see the Wild Things swinging very early in the count, trying to get ahead, get a pitch they like. The 0-1. Low ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Grant Fink. O'Sullivan, a quick worker on the mound. He's already set in the 1-1. That's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Fink. Fink played left field in last night's game. Also was a designated hitter in Game 2 of the Gateway Series. O'Sullivan set in the 2-1 coming. And this one fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, 2 outs. No score between the Wild Things and the Slammers. Still looking for the first hit in this ball game, as both teams went 1-2-3 in the first, and the first 2 men have been retired for the Wild Things here in the second. O'Sullivan set, and the 2-2 coming. And swing and a miss. Fink strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for O'Sullivan, and 1-2-3 go your Wild Things. After 1.5 the score, Wild Things nothing, Slammers nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. Trevor Foss finishing up his warm-up tosses here in the top or the bottom of the second. No score between the Wild Things and the Joliet Slammers. Due up for the Slammers this inning, Mark Flores, Boo Vasquez, and Jake Gronsky. And in the first inning, Foss pretty good. Retired the Joliet Slammers 1, 2, 3, 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And the key, he got ahead of batters. That was one of the keys we talked about coming into this game. If Foss can get ahead of hitters, he will be good. And he has done that so far in this contest. So Foss trying to continue his success on the mound. And if you haven't heard, country artist Chris Young will be in concert at Consol Energy Park on August 25th. Tickets for that one available at Ticketmaster.com. So more than just baseball happening at Consol Energy Park, as we have country artist Chris Young going to take the field on the 25th for a nice concert there. So Trevor Foss going through his warm-up tosses. And we said due up for the Slammers this inning, Mark Flores, Boo Vasquez, and Jake Gronsky. For Foss today, done a good job, as we said, of getting out in front of batters. As we are ready here for the bottom of the second. No score between your Wild Things and the Slammers. And due up, coming to the plate now, is Mark Flores, the first baseman for Joliet. Flores yesterday was 2 for 5 with 2 singles and a stolen base. So good offensive day for the Slammers' first baseman. As the righty Foss taking on the lefty Flores. No score, nobody out. No score, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Foss set in the first pitch. And this one, chopped to the right side, but that'll go foul. So no balls, 1 strike to count. Foss has gotten ahead of all 4 batters he's faced in this contest. At the beginning of the game, not a lot of fans in the stadium, but now the stadium is filling out with all the local schools coming around. Got about a capacity crowd here at Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois. Foss looks into Serrano for his sign. He has it. He's set. And the pitch. And that's low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. To Flores. Foss set, and the 1-1 coming. That's way outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Foss retired the side in order in the first inning. He's facing the number 4 hitter in the Joliet order here. Foss set in the 2-1. And that's outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. Foss in danger of walking his first man of the year. No walks in his first outing of the season. In 6 1/3 against Gateway. Foss set in the 3-1. And just low, ball 4. So that's the first walk of the season for Trevor Foss, and it gives the Joliet Slammers a 1-out base runner. That'll bring up right fielder Boo Vasquez. Vasquez last night, 0 for 3, but did reach base twice with 2 walks and a run scored. So Flores, the first base runner of the game for either team, as he's on first here with nobody out. No score between the Wild Things and the Slammers. Foss has his sign from Serrano. He's set. And the first pitch coming. And that's inside, ball 1. The first batter Foss has fallen behind on the afternoon. 1-0 the count. Foss looks in, checks Flores at first. He has his sign. He's set. And the pitch coming. There goes Flores for second. The throw down by Serrano is not in time as Wobrock can't handle it. That's a stolen base for Flores. Flores' second stolen base of the year. He stole one last night as well. So the Slammers have a runner at second now with nobody out. At the bottom of the second, see if Foss can hold him there. You're listening to MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Currently no score between your Wild Things and the Slammers. As Foss set, and the pitch coming. And that's low, ball 2. Or ball 3, excuse me, 3-0. After walking Flores, Foss now has thrown 4 straight balls. He's set, and the 3-0 coming. And that's low, ball 4. So with nobody out, the Slammers now have runners at first and second without the courtesy of a base hit. As Foss didn't like that call. And we are ready as Jake Gronsky, the third baseman, will step in. Gronsky in last night's game, 2 for 5 with a double and a single. He also scored a run. Part of that 3-run fifth inning for the Joliet Slammers. So 2 on here, nobody out for the Joliet Slammers. No score between the Wild Things and Joliet. Foss looking into Sarando. Has his sign, checks Flores at second. And the pitch coming. Bunting, and this ball low and away, ball 1. 1-0. 6 straight balls thrown by Foss here. So he's looking to find the plate. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out. Foss set, and the pitch coming. Bunting, and getting the ball down is Gronsky. Throw to by Yezo to first, and that's 1 away. So 3-4 on the putout, but the runners, meanwhile, do move up to second and third here with only 1 away. And that'll bring up the catcher, Joe Staley. Staley had an off night in last night's game as Casey Fletcher was behind the plate for the Slammers. So Staley getting the start in this one. No score, runners at second and third here with 1 away for the Slammers. As lefty on righty, Staley versus Foss. Foss looks into his catcher, Sarando. He has the sign. He's set, checks Flores at third. And the pitch coming. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Infield in here for the Wild Things. So looking to cut down the runner at home. Early in the game, Langman opts to go with the infield in. Foss set in the 0-1. And that's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Foss out in front of Staley here. Be a big strikeout if he can get it. 0-2. First jam for Foss today. Really first jam of the year for him. As he's set and the 0-2. And just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just off that outside corner of the plate. 1-2 the count here from Silver Cross Field. As Foss looks in. He has his sign. He's set, checks third. And the pitch coming. And just low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. 1 out. Again, a pitch just off the plate. Foss not missing by much. As he has 1 out, looking to get the second out here is Staley without having those runners move up. Foss doesn't like his sign, so he steps off, wipes his brow. For Staley. Enters this game hitting .300. Here's the pitch. And that's in the dirt. Nice block by Sarando, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Carter Bell on deck for the Slammers. Bell had a big 3-run double in last night's game. Trevor Foss looking to get this second out here with runners on second and third. Foss is set. Checks Flores at third. Here's the pitch. And this one popped up. Not going to be deep enough for the run to score as Yezo's camped under it, and he'll make the catch. That's out number 2. A big out number 2 for Foss as the runners stay right where they are. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, Charlie White. Or Carter Bell, excuse me, the designated hitter. Bell last night, 1 for 3, a big 3-run double in the fifth inning that made the score 6-0 at that point. Just blooped it over the glove of Jimmy Yezzo. He also walked. So 2 away here. Infield moves back for the Wild Things. No score between the Slammers and the Things. Foss looks in. Set, checks third. And the pitch coming. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike. Foss in his first jam of the 2016 season. So far, 2 outs. Looking to get out of it. He's set. Checks Sorondo. Looks at Flores at third. Pitch coming. And this one, chopped to third. Har, it's a fair ball, and Har can't handle it. So the run will score. The Slammers will take a 1-0 lead. Boo Vasquez moves up to third, and we'll see if it's a hit or an error. See what the official score says. Is Joliet has runners at first and third now, and they lead 1-0. That ball chopped down to third base. Thought we were going to have the third out of the inning, but it went for naught as Har couldn't handle it. Still no ruling if that was a hit or an error. We'll wait for the official scores. Carter Bell's on at first. Foss now checks Vasquez at third. 2 outs. Slammers lead 1-0. The pitch. And a bunt, but he pulls it back and not in time. So that's a strike. No balls, 1 strike on Phil Bates, the left fielder. Bates last night's game, hitting the 2-hole, was 1 for 5 with a strikeout and a run scored. Foss set, and the 0-1 coming. And this ball is popped up into right field. Popkins under it, and he will make the catch. That is out number 3. The Slammers do get a run, however, in the inning on no hits as there were 2 walks and 1 error and 2 men left on base. After 2 innings of play, the score, Joliet 1, your Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
1-0 Joliet leads here in the top of the 3rd inning. We're back on the MSA Sports Network. I'm Zach Ziegler. The Joliet Slammers got their first run of the game despite not getting a hit in that inning. 2 walks led off the inning to Mark Flores and Boo Vasquez. Then a ground out and a pop out made 2 outs. And then Carter Bell, a chopper to third base that Brian Har couldn't handle. And that allowed the first run of the game to score as Bell reached on the air by Har. And then Phil Bates rounded out the inning, flying out to right field. If you're the Washington Wild Things, not a good run to give up, but yet the run is given up, so you have to fight back here. Due up, Scott Carcasey, Eddie Sorondo, and John Zizniewski. The bottom of the lineup due up, looking to get the Wild Things' first hit on the day. No hits in this contest between the 2 teams. However, Joliet leads 1-0. So Scott Carcasey will step in. In last night's game, Carcasey got his first hit of the 2016 season as he went 1 for 2 with a single. He reached base all 4 times, 2 walks, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 8th inning. So Carcasey stepping in here. 1-0. Joliet leads your Wild Things here in the top of the 3rd. O'Sullivan has his sign from Staley. He's setting the pitch. And Carcasey fouls this one off. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. In the Frontier League, got the designated hitter. Scott Carcasey playing that role today. Carcasey has played 1 game in the field. He played left field in Game 2 of the series against Gateway. Here's the pitch, and it's outside 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 hit on the year for Carcasey. Nobody out. Joliet leads 1-0 over the Wild Things. O'Sullivan set in the 1-1. And this one grounded towards the middle. handled by the shortstop Alfredo Rodriguez. He throws on to first, and that is one away. So 3 pitches, 1 out here in the third, and Eddie Sarando, the catcher, will step in. Wild Things have gone 1, 2, 3 in each of the first 2 innings. They're looking to get going offensively against O'Sullivan. We talked about it earlier. In O'Sullivan's first outing, he appeared in a relief appearance through 2 innings, getting his first start of the season today. He's set in the pitch. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike on Sarando. Sarando in last night's game, 0 for 2, but did walk twice. Sarando doesn't have a hit yet in the 2016 season, but he does have 4 walks. Here's the pitch. And this one lined to right center field, and that will fall for the first hit of the year for Sarando. Sarando around first, heading to second. Here comes the throw, and Sarando's in there with a stand-up double, so the Wild Things have a runner at first here with nobody out, or with 1 out, and they are in business. And John Zizniewski will be the batter, the second baseman. So for Eddie Sarando, his first hit of the 2016 season sets the Wild Things up with a runner in scoring position as they look to tie the game with 1 out. For Zizniewski, he was 0 for 3 last night with a walk, but robbed of a big hit with the bases loaded as he had a sharp line drive up the middle. Melvin Rodriguez positioned perfectly, took a couple steps to his right, and made the catch. And that ended that threat for the Wild Things. Check Sarando at second, the pitch. Zizniewski chops this one to third. It'll be handled over there by Gronsky in the throw over to first, and that's out number 2. 5-3 on the putouts, so quickly 2 away here after the Sarando double. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jamal Austin. Austin 0 for 1 in this game. On the year, Austin coming in, hitting .235, no homers, 1 RBI, 4 for 17 to start the season. Has a 4-game hitting streak coming into this game. O'Sullivan set. Checks Sarando at second, the pitch. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike on Austin. For Sarando, his first double of the 2016 season. Sullivan set, looks in. Checks Sarando. Here's the pitch. And that's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes, just on the outside corner. 0-2, 2 away. Joliet leads 1-0. However, the Wild Things hold the only hit in the game. No balls, 2 strikes. O'Sullivan set. And the pitch coming. That's way inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nearly hit Austin. Now, early on in the season, we've seen Austin try to bunt a couple times. Hasn't gotten one down successfully yet. As the speedster, the center fielder, steps in. Played center field in all 4 games for the Wild Things. O'Sullivan checks Sarando, the pitch. This one grounded to third. Handled over there by Gronsky. And throw to first. That will be out number 3. The Wild Things get their first hit in the inning, but doesn't result in anything. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. And after 2.5, the score, Joliet 1, your Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. Coming to the bottom of the 3rd inning, your Wild Things now 1-0 to the Joliet Slammers. Although Joliet doesn't have a hit yet in this game, as they got their first hit of the game, or they got their first run of the game after Mark Flores walked and Boo Vasquez walked to start the inning, giving runners at first and second. Then Jake Gronsky grounded out a Joe Staley pop-up, and an error on third baseman Brian Haar allowed the first and only run of the game to score, as there was a chopper down to third base, and Haar just wasn't able to handle it, and that was Carter Bell who reached, and the first run of the game came in with runners at second and third. And Phil Bates flew out to end the inning. Due up for the Joliet Slammers this inning, 1-2-3. Charlie White, Melvin Rodriguez, and Alfredo Rodriguez. And the Rodriguez brothers not related, just the same last name, as Foss ending his warm-up tosses. In his first jam of 2016 last inning, got out of it limiting the damage. 1 run, didn't allow a hit yet, so still no hits for the Joliet Slammers. 1 run. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Wild Things. 1 run, no hits, no errors for the Joliet Slammers. So Foss finishing his warm-up tosses here. And if you haven't, Clearview Federal Credit Union has branches in Canonsburg, McMurray, and all over southwestern Pennsylvania. Visit clearviewfcu.org to find one near you. Get ready to start things here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Joliet up 1-0, still searching for their first hit, however. As Charlie White steps in, White 0 for 1 today. And entering yesterday's game, only hit 188, but with his offensive performance yesterday, he's hitting now .316, a homer and 2 RBIs entering today. Foss set in the first pitch is a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. To Charlie White. Joliet leads 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the pitch. That's low ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. Trevor Foss on the hill. Still hasn't given up a hit, but has given up a run. Foss looks into Sarando. Has his sign. He's set in the 2-0. And that's a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. That one looked off the plate to me. But good call for the Wild Things. 2 balls, 1 strike. Notice the home plate umpire today giving that outside corner to both pitchers. So that's something these pitchers will want to work, as the 2-1 is fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Not good for the hitters, but good for the pitchers, as they'll try to work that outside corner. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Joliet leads 1-0 over the Wild Things. Bottom of the 3rd. Foss set in the 2-2. And this one fouled away. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foss has been getting into some deep counts here early in the game. So see if he can limit those. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foss set in the pitch. And this one grounded to second. Zizniewski has it. He throws on to first, and that is out number 1. So 1 away here in the bottom of the 3rd, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Melvin Rodriguez. For Rodriguez, 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Enters the game hitting .368, a homer and 4 RBIs. Not much of a threat on the offense last night as he quickly grounds 1 to second, and that's out number 2. Didn't even get time to talk about him, and Melvin Rodriguez already out. So 2 away here at the bottom of the 3rd, and that'll bring up Alfredo Rodriguez, the shortstop. Alfredo 0 for 1 today as he steps in. 1-0 Joliet leads, but Joliet still not a hit in this game. 2 outs, bottom 3rd. Foss set in the pitch. And Alfredo bunts down the right side. And no play for the Wild Things third baseman, Brian Haar, as that's a 2-out single in the first hit of the game for the Joliet Slammers as Rodriguez reaches. Perfect bump by Rodriguez, just rolls up the left side. And nothing Brian Haar or Trevor Foss could do about that one. That brings up the first baseman, Mark Flores. Flores walked in his first at-bat. For Flores, enters the day hitting .400. No homers, 3 RBIs. So good offensive start to the season for Flores. Foss looks into Sarando, has his sign, he's set. Checks Rodriguez at first. And the pitch. And Flores grounds this one foul, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Both teams have 1 hit. 1-0 Joliet lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. Foss has his sign. He's set. And the 0-1 coming. There goes Rodriguez for second as this pitch is fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Alfredo Rodriguez had a very good jump there on Foss. Looks like he would have made it. But the foul ball puts him back to first base. Foss looking into Sarando. He looks over at first, has his sign. He's set. And the 0-2 coming. And this one hit to right center field. Popkins going over. He can't make the catch. It's over his head. Rodriguez around third. He's going to score without a throw, and the Joliet Slammers take a 2-0 lead on the RBI double by Mark Flores. Joliet now leads 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Boo Vasquez. Vasquez walked his first time, and for Flores continues his good offensive year. He's now hitting over 400, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Boo Vasquez. For Vasquez, walked his first time. He came into this game hitting .308 with a homer and 3 RBIs. So you see this Slammers offense capable of scoring runs. They have 2 here in this game. They lead 2-0 over the Wild Things. Foss set, and the first pitch coming. And this one hit foul off to the left. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count, 2-0 Joliet lead here from Silvercross Field. Joliet took game 1 of this series by a score of 6-1. Foss looks into Sarando, has his sign, he's set, checks second. And the pitch coming. That's low. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one the count. 2 outs. Trevor Foss on the mound. Had a good start his last time out. Gave up 2 runs here early in this one. Foss set the pitch. And that's low and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to count to Vasquez. Flores, the runner at second. He doubled in the second run of the game for the Joliet Slammers. And Foss steps off. He doesn't like the sign, looking back at Flores at second. 2 balls, 1 strike. Flores looks in. Foss has his sign. He's set. And the pitch. And this one hit the center field. Wobrock drifting out, and he will make the catch. That is out number 3. So the Joliet Slammers do get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And after 3, the score, Joliet 2, Washington nothing. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball right here on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School, lead don't follow.
We're back here, ready for the top of the 4th. Joliet Slammers lead your Washington Wild Things by a score of 2-0. Due up this inning for the Wild Things will be Austin Wobrock, Brian Haar, and Jimmy Yezzo, the 2-3-4 guys trying to get things started for the Wild Things. 1 hit on the day for Washington came in last inning as Eddie Sarando got his first hit of the 2016 season, a double. With 1 out, he was stranded there after 2 groundouts by John Cisnewski and Jamal Austin. So ready to start things here in the top of the 4th inning. And remember, all Sunday home games are donation Sundays, brought to you by Good. Fans are encouraged to bring gently used items to the park on Sundays and enter to win prizes, courtesy of Goodwill. So come in, bring some gently used items this Sunday as your Wild Things open their home schedule with a 3-game series against the Lake Erie Crushers on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One more game here in Joliet after this one tomorrow. That first pitch will be 8:05. Again, can be heard right here on the MSA Sports Network. So the shortstop, Austin Wobrock, steps in 0 for 1. He flew out to left field his first time. O'Sullivan set the pitch. And this one grounded to the left side. A diving stop by Flores. He can't grab it. Recovers, throw to first, and that is out number 1. So great play by Mark Flores at first base. 3-1 on the putout, and there's quickly 1 away. As Flores diving to his left, it hit off the tip of his glove, rolled into foul territory. I thought Wobrock was going to be able to reach there on the recovery, but Flores got up quickly, recovered the ball, and threw to first for the out. That'll bring up the third baseman for the Wild Things, Brian Haar. Haar today, 0 for 1, flew out to center field. As we said, Haar, 2 home runs in the game on Sunday. He's looking to come through offensively. O'Sullivan set. Here's his first pitch. And it's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Haar came into yesterday's game leading the Frontier League in home runs with 3 and was second in RBIs with 6. Here's the 1-0. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Haar. The Wild Things 1 hit today. It was an Eddie Sorondo double. Here's the 1-1. And this one swung on and fouled away into the Wild Things dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 the count. 1 away here in the top of the 4th. Wild Things down 2. So Sullivan looks in. Has his sign. He's set. And the 1-2 coming. And this ball fouled away off to the right end of the seats. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Upcoming schedule for your Wild Things. They have 1 more game here in Joliet tomorrow evening at 8:05. Then they come back home for their home opener on Friday. Be sure to come out to Consol Energy Park. First home game of the 2016 season. And that is a 3-gamer against the Lake Erie Crushers. Then off Monday and Tuesday, a doubleheader with Traverse City on Wednesday, and the final game of that series on Thursday, the 26th. So Wild Things coming back home after this trip to Joliet, as that pitch was a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. O'Sullivan setting the pitch. And this one chopped to third, but it'll go foul. Count remains 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Brian Haar, the batter for your Wild Things. A sunny day here in Joliet, Illinois. A couple clouds in the sky, but none of them look too threatening. You see the sun-drenched field here at Silver Cross. O'Sullivan set. And the 2-2 coming. And that's outside, ball 3. So count goes full to Brian Haar. Jimmy Yezzo on deck. As Haar in, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and Haar strikes out. The 3rd strikeout of the day for O'Sullivan. And then I'll bring up the first baseman, Jimmy Yezzo. Yezzo today, 0 for 1. He grounded out to first base. Yezzo 1 hit on this 2016 season, and today hitting .056 with no homers and an RBI. That 1 hit, however, coming at a good time as he drove in the insurance run on opening day that gave the Wild Things the 4-3 win. O'Sullivan setting the pitch. And Yezzo chops this one foul to the right, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count, bottom of the 4th. Joliet leads 2-0. O'Sullivan pitching pretty well on the mound, allowed 1 hit through the first 3 2/3 innings. As the ball was on the field here on the right side, and right fielder Boo Vasquez had to go throw it in the lawn area. So we're ready, no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Joliet leads 2-0. O'Sullivan set the 0-1. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. It's Jimmy Yezzo, the batter. Lefty on righty. O'Sullivan set the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball looked low. 1-2 the count. Yezzo, the 6'0", 205-pound Cherry Hill, New Jersey native. One of the returners to this Washington Wild Things team here in 2016. O'Sullivan set the 1-2. And this one grounded towards the middle, but it'll be fielded by Rodriguez. He'll throw on to first, and that is out number 3. So 1-2-3 go your Wild Things, and after 3.5, the score, Joliet 2, Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get sidled up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. You're listening to coverage of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. Wild Things currently down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th to the Joliet Slammers. And due up for Joliet, Jake Gronsky, Joe Staley, and Carter Bell. Last inning for Joliet, they scored their second run of the game after 2 quick outs. Charlie White grounded out and Melvin Rodriguez grounded out. Alfredo Rodriguez got a single, and he scored on the Mark Flores RBI double that was just over the head of Dave Popkins over in right field. So as we get ready to start the bottom of the 4th, the Wild Things have several fun promotions planned for the season. On Sunday, May 22nd, we're hosting our canine fans for Bark in the Park, courtesy of Rachel Ray's Nutrish. Bring your pups to the park and receive a doggy photo frame thanks to the good folks at Dad's Pet Care. Please make sure you bring your dog's vaccination papers to ensure he or she can gain entry to the park. So enjoy a Wild Things game with your 4-legged canine friend at Consol Energy Park. It'll be a fun day, fans and dogs alike, all able to enjoy a baseball game here in the Frontier League. Wild Things currently down 2-0. Trevor Foss going through his final warm-up tosses. And right now, for the Wild Things offensively, nothing going. They've gone 1, 2, 3 in 3 of the innings. Eddie Sorondo, the only hit of the day, a double. As the Wild Things look to get going offensively, but first they have to get through the bottom of the 4th as stepping in Jake Gronsky. Gronsky 0 for 1 in today's contest. Gronsky entered this game hitting .250, no homers, 2 RBIs in the early season. Foss looks into Sorondo. He's setting the pitch. And checks his swing. Doesn't go around, says the home plate umpire. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 count. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Foss setting the 1-0. And this one, line down the right field line, and that will go foul as that one hit the lawn area again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lots of baseballs flying out there. Lots of kids getting souvenirs in that area. We're here on Education Day at Silver Cross Field. Lots of local area high schools and middle schools. Here's the 1-1. And this one shot foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're here in Joliet, Illinois, about an hour south of Chicago for this game between the Wild Things and the Slammers. Foss set and the 1-2 coming. And this one chopped to short. Wobrock has it. He'll throw on to first, and that's out number 1. 6-3 on the putout. And overall on the mound, Trevor Foss has been pitching very well, only giving up 2 hits. The single and the RBI double. The first run for the Slammers coming without a base hit. Mark Flores walked and stole a base. Then Boo Vasquez walked to give runners at first and second with nobody out. Then after a ground out to first base by Gronsky that moved the runners up to second and third, Joe Staley popped out and Carter Bell reached on an error to allow the first run to score. So it's a 2-0 Joliet lead, and this will bring up Joe Staley, the catcher. Here's the pitch, and Staley pops this one up, and it'll go back into the seats as Sorondo gives chase, and it's foul. No balls, 1 strike to the catcher, Staley. Staley 0 for 1 today. Got the night off last night, entered this game hitting 300, 3 for 10 on the season. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Joliet leads 2-0. As Foss looks in, has his sign from Sarando. He's set in the 0-1. And that's low ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seen a lot of pitches on that low inside part of the plate for Foss. Trying to get these batters to fish, but they're not biting right now. The 1-1. And that's low ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to count to the catcher, Staley. Staley, a 6'1", 245-pound switch hitter from Frisco, Texas. He played for the Slammers last season. Foss set in the 2-1. Checks a swing. Did he go around? No, says the field umpire. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 to count to Staley. Carter Bell on deck. Foss has 2 walks today, looking to avoid his third. He's set in the 3-1 coming. And swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count goes full. Second full count of the day for Foss, as he went full in the second inning against Staley. So Staley has both full counts today. The 3-2. And called strike 3 as Staley strikes out. That's the second strikeout of the game for Foss, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Carter Bell. Foss equaling his strikeout total from the first game when he went 6 1/3 against Gateway. And Carter Bell steps in 0 for 1, reached on an error his first time. He didn't get an RBI in that first at-bat because of the error by Brian Haar. Foss set in the pitch. And this one chopped to third and over the head. A nasty hop there at third into left field, a base hit. And that'll most likely be called a hit, and it will. So a single for Carter Bell. 2-out single gives the Slammers a runner at first with 2 away for the left fielder, Phil Bates. Bates today 0 for 1, ended this game hitting 200. No homers, no RBI. Runner at first, 2 outs. Joliet leads 2-0 here over your Wild Things in the bottom of the 4th. Foss set. And the pitch to Bates. And this one grounded to short. Wobrock has it. He'll flip the short way to second. And that's out number 3. 6-4 on the putout. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on for the Wild Things. And after 4, the score. The Joliet Slammers 2, your Wild Things nothing. You're listening to the MSA Sports coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball right here. I'm Zach Ziegler on the MSA Sports Network.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here, ready to start the top of the 5th of this one. Your Wild Things down 2-0. As the Wild Things only 1 hit on the day, have gone down in order in the 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Their 1 hit coming in the 3rd inning. Eddie Sarando hit double, his first hit of the season. And due up in the 5th here for the Wild Things, Dave Popkins, Grant Fink, and Scott Carcasey. As we enter the top of the 5th, there'll be lots of giveaways at Consol Energy Park this summer. We're giving away beach towels, t-shirts, hats, and even an ugly sweater blanket. Check out our website for more details. Go on the website and click schedule, and you'll see all the fun promotions we're giving away at Consol Energy Park. Opening the schedule this Friday. It'll be a fireworks night on opening day, as it will be every Friday night. So come out for some Wild Things baseball and a nice fireworks show following the game. Your Wild Things looking to get on the board offensively. 2-0, Joliet leads this one, as Joliet took the first game yesterday by a score of 6-1. It's Trevor Foss holding them to 2 runs so far in this game through 4 innings of work. And Popkins now coming to the plate, stepping in. Popkins' big offensive night last night, 3 for 3. He also walked. And with that effort, he was hitting 167 coming into the game last night, now hitting 333. No homers, no RBIs. O'Sullivan set. Here's the pitch to him. And this one, fisted into right field, and that'll fall for a base hit. Second hit of the day for the Wild Things, and they have a leadoff base runner here to start the fifth. So one on here, nobody out, and that brings up the left fielder, Grant Fink. Fink today 0 for 1 with a strikeout. O'Sullivan checks Popkins at first. And the pitch coming. And that's low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out. Popkins, the runner at first. His first hit of the day. Wild Things second. O'Sullivan set. And the 1-0 coming to Fink. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Grant Fink. Fink entered this game hitting 167, no homers and an RBI. O'Sullivan checks first. The pitch home. And that's in the dirt, ball 2. Is Staley able to keep it in front of him. 2 balls and a strike. 2-0 score here. Joliet leads in the top of the 5th. Wild Things have the leadoff man on. Here's O'Sullivan's 2-1. And that's inside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. See if Fink can work the walk here. So he's trying to get things started offensively for the Wild Things. O'Sullivan looks into Staley. He's set. The 3-1 coming. And that's a called strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, just at the knees. Scott Carcasey, the designated hitter, on deck for the Wild Things. 3-2, nobody out. Runner at first, Dave Popkins. O'Sullivan set. Checks first, the 3-2. Popkins taking off, swing and a miss, the throw down, and Popkins will be in there. His first stolen base of the season, but a strikeout for Grant Fink. And there is 1 away and a runner at second. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Scott Carcasey. Carcasey today 0 for 1. Got his first hit of the 2016 season last night and drove in a run. The only run of the game for the Wild Things. Carcasey currently hitting 167 with no homers in that RBI. O'Sullivan looks in. He's set. And the pitch coming to Carcasey. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike. Just hit that outside corner. 0-1 the count. The lefty Carcasey versus the righty O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan looks in. He has his sign. Checks second. And the pitch. And that's outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here. The Wild Things designated hitter. Carcasey mainly been the designated hitter for the Wild Things this season. Does have 1 game in left field. O'Sullivan set. And checks second, the 1-1. That's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Carcasey. Wild Things threatening here. Their second runner in scoring position on the day. Eddie Serrano doubled back in the 3rd. O'Sullivan looks in, has his sign, and Carcasey calls time. There's a lot of gnats on the field as the players batting bugs away from their eyes. Players, umpires, coaches, all fighting these bugs away. O'Sullivan looks in. He's set. The 2-1 coming. And Fink grounds this one to the right. That'll go foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, 1 out. Scott Carcasey trying to drive in Dave Popkins after Popkins led off the inning with a single and then stole a base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Joliet leads 2-0, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. O'Sullivan looking into Staley. Wants to go through the signs one more time. He has the sign he wants now. Set. Checks Popkins at second. The pitch coming. And Carcasey lines this one down the left field line. That'll go foul. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Decent-sized crowd here at Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois on this sunny Wednesday morning. As O'Sullivan looks in. Looking for the signs from Staley. He has the one he wants. He's set. And the 2-2 coming. After he checks Popkins. Kicks and deals. And Carcasey fights this one off. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. 1 out. Carcasey back-to-back foul balls after going full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. O'Sullivan looks in. He has his sign. He's set. And the pitch coming. Checks second. Kicks and deals. And that's outside. Ball 3. Good eye by Carcasey. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The second full count in a row for O'Sullivan on the mound. And Eddie Sarando on deck. Sarando doubled in his first at-bat. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Dave Popkins on second. He led off this inning with a single. And stole a base. O'Sullivan set. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Carcasey strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sullivan after allowing the leadoff single. And there are 2 away. That'll bring up the catcher, Eddie Sarando. Sarando, his first hit of 2016, back in the second and the third with a double. He was 0 for 6 before that one, but he has 5 walks on the season. O'Sullivan looks in. He's set. And the first pitch coming to Eddie. Checks his swing. Doesn't go around. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to the Wild Things catcher. Sarando started the past 4 games for the Wild Things behind the plate. O'Sullivan set. Checks Popkins at second. The pitch coming. And that's outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. The Wild Things catcher, Sarando, a 6'0", 190-pound Jersey City, New Jersey native. Joliet leads 2-0 here in the top of the 5th. 2 away, Dave Popkins at second. O'Sullivan set. Checks second, the 2-0. That's way outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. O'Sullivan can't find the plate here against Eddie Sarando. Sullivan looking into Staley. He's set. The 3-0. And that's inside ball 4. The 6th walk of the year for Eddie Sarando, and he's on base here with 2 away. First and second, and that brings up the second baseman, John Zizniewski. Zizniewski 0 for 1, comes into today's game hitting 125, no homers and an RBI. Zizniewski looking to drive in his 2nd run of the year. And there'll be a conference on the mound between Liam O'Sullivan and Jeff Esom. Esom, a name familiar to Wild Things fans, managed the Washington Wild Things in the 2002 and 2003 seasons, was hired by Director of Baseball Operations Kent Tekulve. So he managed the Wild Things in their early years. He's in his 3rd season managing the Slammers. He led the team to a 42-54 record a year ago. He also managed the Lake Erie Crushers in the 2013 season and took them all the way to the Frontier League Championship Series before being hired by the Slammers in 2014. He's managed 7.5 seasons at the Frontier League and has a combined record of .373 and .305. So an impressive resume for Jeff Esom, the manager of the Joliet Slammers. Joliet currently leads your Wild Things 2-0, but John Zizniewski batting with runners at first and second and 2 outs. O'Sullivan has his sign. He's set. Checks Popkins at second, the pitch. And that's high, ball 1. 5 straight balls from Liam O'Sullivan. As he walks Sorondo on 4 pitches, now 1-0 count to Wisniewski. O'Sullivan has his sign, righty on righty. And the 1-0 coming. Swing and a miss, a ball and a strike. Good hack there by Wisniewski. 1-1, 2 outs here from Silver Cross Field. You're listening to MSASports.net's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. I'm Zach Ziegler. Liam O'Sullivan, a 1-1 count to John Wisniewski. O'Sullivan checks Popkins at second. And the pitch coming. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just at the knees. 1-2, 2 outs. 2-0 Joliet lead here from Joliet, Illinois. Game 2 of this 3-game series. So Sullivan has his sign. He's set, the 1-2 coming. And that's outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Wild Things looking to get on the board. Jamal Austin on deck if Wisniewski would reach. O'Sullivan set. Checks second, the 2-2. And this one fouled away. Back into the seats. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2, 2 outs. Wild Things down 2 here in the 5th. But they do have a runner in scoring position. Wisniewski looking for a way to drive him in. Wisniewski does have an RBI on the year. Hitting 125. O'Sullivan going through the signs with Staley. He has the one he wants. He's set. And the 2-2 coming. Checks a swing. Did he go around? Yes! Says the field umpire, and that's the 3rd strikeout of the inning, and that'll be out number 3. So no runs for the Wild Things on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. And after 4.5 innings here, the Joliet Slammers lead your Washington Wild Things by a score of 2-0. You're listening to Washington Wild Things baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Entering the bottom of the 5th, Wild Things currently down 2-0 to the Joliet Slammers. They had a threat last inning as Dave Popkins started the inning with a single and stole second base with nobody out, but Grant Fink and Scott Carcasey struck out, followed by an Eddie Sorondo walk and a John Wisniewski strikeout to end the inning. So 3 strikeouts in the inning, 5 strikeouts on the day for O'Sullivan through 5 innings of work, as he, after not starting his first game, is having a very nice start on the mound in this one. Due up for the Slammers this inning, top of the order, 1, 2, 3, Charlie White, Melvin Rodriguez, and Alfredo Rodriguez. Last inning, the Slammers did get a hit, a 2-out single, but he was stranded there, as a ground out by Jake Gronsky and a strikeout by Joe Staley started the inning, the single by Carter Bell, and the ground out by Phil Bates. Trevor Foss out for his 5th inning of work. Pitching well today, despite being down, only giving up 2 runs, but has only given up 3 hits on the night. His first run was given up without a hit in the inning as he walked 2 to start the inning. He walked Mark Flores and Boo Vasquez, and after they moved up on a ground ball by Jake Gronsky, he got Joe Staley to fly out, and Carter Bell a chopper to third, not being able to be handled by Brian Harr. That scored the first run of the game. They got their second run back in the 3rd after Alfredo Rodriguez singled with 2 outs, and Mark Flores drove him in with an RBI double. So Charlie White steps in here 0 for 2. as we start the bottom of the 5th. 2-0 Slammers lead. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network from Silver Cross Field here in Joliet, Illinois. As Foss looks in for a sign, he has it. He's setting the pitch. And first pitch swinging, popped up to left field. Wobrock going out, and he will make the catch, calling everyone off, and that is quickly out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 away. That's what you want from Foss. As Foss very efficient on the mound. Lots of 1 to 3 pitch at bats, and that's what you want to see from your starting pitcher. The first 4 1/3 innings for him. That'll bring up Melvin Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 2 today. Melvin Rodriguez hailing from Juana Diaz, Puerto Rico. Here's the pitch. And low ball 1 in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez drafted by the Washington Nationals last year, played in their system. And now here with the Slammers, his first year. Foss set. Here's the 1-0. And that's low ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Haven't seen Foss behind many batters today. He's done a good job of staying out in front. Foss set in the 2-0. And this one, chopped to first. Yezo handles in the hop. He'll flip the Foss, and that is out number 2. 3-1 on the putout. And quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th, and that'll bring up Alfredo Rodriguez. Alfredo here in his 2nd year with the Joliet Slammers. No relation to Melvin Rodriguez. Alfredo hails from Oak Hill, Virginia. 5'11", 185-pound right-hander. Played for Joliet a year ago. And in last night's game, part of that 3-run rally in the first inning for the Slammers. It's the only hit he got on the night was his single in the first. Here's the pitch from Foss. That hit him. So hit batsman gives the Slammers a base runner. 2nd hit batsman of the year for Washington. First for Foss. So that one got Rodriguez in the leg, and that'll bring up Mark Flores. Flores 1 for 1 with the RBI double back in the 3rd. As he's been a tough out through these first 2 games for the Wild Things. He was part of the 3-run first inning last night. He singled and walked. He reached base with both at bats today. Foss set. Checks Rodriguez at first. And the pitch coming. Rodriguez takes off for second. Swung on a miss. The throw down by Sarando. And not in time as Alfredo Rodriguez in there, his first steal of the day. Gives the Slammers a runner in scoring position now with 2 away. Looked like a good throw by Eddie Sarando. Thought he was going to get him for a second. And it went for naught. First steal of the year for Alfredo Rodriguez. Foss set. And the 0-1 coming. And this one up the middle, a base hit. Jamal Austin will get it. Here's his throw to the plate. And it's not in time. Throw over to second, and Flores is in there. Another RBI double for Flores, and the Slammers now lead 3-0. Same recipe that the Joliet Slammers cooked up in the 3rd inning happens again here in the 5th. Alfredo Rodriguez reaches, and an RBI double by Mark Flores makes it 3-0 Joliet. That'll bring up Boo Vasquez with 2 outs and a runner at second. So Flores continues his hot start to the season. Came in hitting .400 for the Slammers. And now adds 2 hits today. Foss set. Here's his pitch to Boo Vasquez. Vasquez swings and a miss. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Slammers. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Wild Things. Foss set. And the 0-1 coming. And it's low, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. No action yet in the Wild Things bullpen. Couple guys milling around out there. And for Joliet, they have a man on warming up in their bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foss set in the pitch. And he steps off. The count remains 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Joliet adds another one. They're up 3-0. Mark Flores driving in 2 of the 3 runs today. Foss set and the 1-1. And this one hit the center field. Austin coming on, and he can't make the catch. It rolls by him. Flores around third. He will score. And an RBI single for Boo Vasquez gives the Slammers now a 4-0 lead. Austin charging in, tried to make the sliding catch on that one. Just couldn't get it as it falls short. And the Slammers have another hit, and that'll bring up Jake Gronsky. Slammers 2 runs here in this 5th inning. Now lead 4-0 over the Wild Things. Foss getting roughed up here in the 5th. And Foss looks in. Gronsky today 0 for 2. Foss set and the pitch coming. And this one chopped to short. Wobrock has it. He'll throw on to first, and that is out number 3. But the Slammers add 2 more runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on. After 5, the score, Slammers 4, your Wild Things nothing. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball for this 2016 season. I'm Zach Ziegler. Joliet Slammers currently lead 4-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. Wild Things coming to bat. Due up for the Wild Things will be the top of the order. Jamal Austin, Austin Wobrock, and Brian Haar. As the top of the lineup looks to get something going here for your Wild Things, down 4-0. Hey fans, every Thursday night game during the 2016 season is Thirsty Thursday at Consol Energy Park, and it's all being brought to you by Frankie Eyes Bar and Grill, located by the Meadows Casino on Route 19. Join them to enjoy food and drink specials after the game, and don't forget Thursday's feature is Buck Beverages, both beer and soda. First Thirsty Thursday of the year will be coming on May 26th against the Traverse City Beach Bums. As the homestand coming up on Friday, opening day at Consol Energy Park. Your Washington Wild Things play the Lake Erie Crushers. 3-game series with them Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 2 off days Monday and Tuesday, and then a doubleheader with Traverse City on Wednesday, followed by the game on Thursday. After that homestand, we'll travel to Schaumburg to take on the Boomers May 27th through the 29th. As we get ready for action here in the top of the 6th, 4-0 Joliet Slammers lead over your Washington Wild Things. And it's a new pitcher for the Slammers, as it'll be Chris Rice on the mound now. So Chris Rice entering the game. The 6'2", 175-pound left-hander from Taylor, Michigan. Rice this season appeared in 1 game, threw an inning, walked a man, and gave up a run. It wasn't earned. So Sullivan, a strong 5 innings of work, and Rice taking over here in the 6th. See if the Wild Things can get something going against the Slammers bullpen. Jamal Austin steps in to lead things off, 0 for 2 today. Austin leading things off here in the top of the 6th. Rice set, and the pitch coming to Austin. Austin bunts, and this one goes foul. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Wild Things held off the board here through the first 5 innings. A good start by Liam O'Sullivan. Rice set. And the pitch. This one hit the shortstop. Alfredo Rodriguez has it over there. He throws on a first, and that's out number 1. So 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Wild Things down 4, and that brings up Austin Wobrock. Wobrock today 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flew out. The Wild Things trying to get something going here. Final line on Liam O'Sullivan. He went 5 innings. He went up 2 hits, no runs, no earned, striking out 6 and walking a batter. First pitch coming to Wobrock, and Wobrock ground to third, and it's over the third baseman's glove into left field, a base hit. A rough hop over there. See if they give Wobrock a hit or if they give an error to Gronsky. No official score yet, but Wobrock on here with 1 away. And it will be an error, so no base hit for Wobrock. E5 he reaches on, and that'll bring up Brian Haar. Haar today 0 for 2 with a strikeout. As looking to get something going. 1 out. Wild Things have a runner on first. It's Wobrock. Rice set. Checks Wobrock at first in the pitch. And it's low. Ball 1 to Haar. 1 ball, no strikes on the Wild Things third baseman. Wild Things currently down 4. 4-0. 4 runs, 5 hits for the Slammers. No runs, 2 hits for the Wild Things. Rice set in the pitch. And this one hit foul, and it'll go back in the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 1-1, Brian Haar played in the Minnesota Twins organization last season. Only hit 1 home run all of last season. Currently has 3. Haar, the San Diego, California native, stands at 6'3", 220. Lefty on righty as Rice is set, and the pitch. And that's in the dirt, ball 2. Staley quickly corrals it, 2 balls and a strike. For Chris Rice on the mound, appeared in 1 game already. Gave up a hit and a walk and a strikeout in that outing. Rice looking in now, the left-hander. He's set, checks Wobrock at first. The pitch. And Haar, a line drive deep to left field. Going back, exit stage left for Brian Haar. His 4th home run of the season. Your Wild Things cut the lead now 4-2. On Brian Haar's 4th homer, and this league cut in half. Haar came into this game, we said, leading the Frontier League in home runs with 3. That's his 4th, Wild Things' 5th home run of the year. And they cut this lead 4-2, as that'll bring up Jimmy Yezzo. And with Haar's 4th home run of the year, when you need an attorney to hit one out of the park, yo, Keith. That home run's brought to you by Keith Owen Campbell, attorney at law. That'll bring up Jimmy Yezzo here now. Wild Things down 2. As Haar's 4th home run. Rice set in the pitch. This one up the middle. Fielded by Melvin Rodriguez on the backhand. Throw to first. And just in time to get Yezzo. That'll be out number 2. 4-3 on the putout. Haar now to start the season. 4 home runs, 8 RBIs for the Wild Things third baseman. Came into this game against Joliet, hitting .214 with those 3 homers, 6 RBIs. Had another hit here. So now has 4 homers, 8 RBIs. Was leading the Frontier League is manager Jeff Esom coming out again to talk to Chris Rice. We'll see if they make a pitching change, as there is somebody in the bullpen. Now this will just be a conversation. For Jeff Esom, we were talking about it. He managed the Washington Wild Things in the 2002-2003 season. In his playing career, he was a pitcher. He was drafted in the 18th round by the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1993. Played 3 seasons in minor league baseball for the Pirates and the San Diego Padres, and played 4 seasons here in the Independent League. So there will be a pitching change here. New pitcher coming on for Joliet. We're going to take a break here. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball on the MSA Sports Network. I'm Zach Ziegler.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same old's true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
New pitcher for the Slammers, Quinn Pippin. We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. Final line on Chris Rice, 2/3 of an inning, no strikeouts, no walks. 1 hit, 2 runs, neither earned. On the error by third baseman allowed Wobrock to reach, and then the Har home run, his 4th of the year. So none of those runs earned, and the first batter Pippin will face will be Dave Popkins. Popkins 1 for 2 with a single and a stolen base in this game. For Pippin, this is his second appearance of the 2016 season. In his last outing, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, and walked a batter. So looking for better results here, as the batter will be Dave Popkins. Popkins steps in 1 for 2 on the day. Listen to the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Wild Things cut the lead in half. Now 4-2. They trail here in the top of the 6th. The 2-run homer by Brian Har. As Pippin set in the pitch. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. 1-0, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Wild Things have 2 on the board. Here's the pitch. Low ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Count to Popkins. Quinn Pippin, the pitcher for the Joliet Slammers. Pippin set in the 2-0. And this one hit foul back into the seats. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count. Wild Things down 2. 4-2 the score. Quinn Pippin, his second appearance here of 2016. Roughed up in his first outing. He's set in the 2-1. And Popkins hits this one to left field. Going back and camping under it is Phil Bates. He'll make the catch. Out number 3. But the Wild Things do get 2 runs in the inning on 1 hit. No errors, no man left on the Brian Har home run. His 4th of the 2016 season. We'll be right back here on the MSA Sports Network. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. Your Wild Things currently trail 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Trevor Foss still on the hill. Foss so far, 5 innings pitched, 4 runs allowed for Foss, excuse me. With 3 of those runs being earned. As Foss continues to look for success, only has 2 strikeouts on the day. And 2 walks. He's also hit a batter. And due up for Joliet this half inning will be Joe Staley, Carter Bell, and Phil Bates, the bottom of the order. Today, fans, you know you can receive $100 when you open a new checking account with Clearview Federal Credit Union. Visit them at clearviewfcu.org for more details. Foss looking for his 6th inning of work here. through 6 1/3 last outing. And Foss looking to stay out there here for this 6th inning. Zach Ziegler here from Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois. The Joliet Slammers got their name from the movie Blues Brothers. The two main characters in that movie escaped Joliet Prison. That's a famous prison here in Joliet, Illinois. So getting their name from a classic movie in the Blues Brothers. We're ready to start things here in the bottom of the 6th. As in steps the catcher, Joe Staley. Staley, the left-hander, facing the right-hander, Foss. As we talked, Staley got the night off last night as Casey Fletcher caught. Foss set in the pitch. And this one hit foul, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count to the Joliet catcher. Joliet leads 4-2 here. As Foss looks into Sarando. Has his sign. He's set. And the 0-1 coming. That's outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We've seen Foss trying to hit that outside corner all day. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not. And there he was not, as Sarando had to reach out of the zone to grab it. The 1-1. And this one hit the center field. Jamal Austin coming in. He makes a sliding catch. What a catch by Jamal Austin, and that's out number 1. Coming in, going into the feet first slide and making the catch just above the grass out there in center field. So 1 away, and that brings up Carter Bell. Austin tried that earlier in the game on the single by Boo Vasquez and came up just short as Vasquez drove in a run on that single. And that'll bring up Carter Bell, the designated hitter. Bell, 1 for 2. Reached base in both at-bats as this one's hit the left. Fink camping under it, and he'll make the catch. And there are quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th for the Slammers. That'll bring up Phil Bates. Bates today 0 for 2, grounded out to short and flew out to right field after he went 1 for 5 in last night's game. So Trevor Foss here. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Had a rough inning in the 5th and a rough inning in the 2nd, and that's it. Here's the pitch. And bunted by Bates, so this one will roll foul. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Foss on the hill. Wild Things down 4-2. Here from Silver Cross Field in Joliet, Illinois. Nice little town here. Joliet. Small town. Have the Harris Casino a couple blocks away from the stadium here at Silver Cross Field. We've got a couple local eateries around. So a nice small town, Joliet, Illinois. Home of the Slammers. As Foss looks in. Has his sign from Sarando. He's set in the pitch. And swung on a missed 0-2. A big hack there by Bates. No balls, 2 strikes. Bates bunted to start this at bat. It went foul, and now takes a big hack here on 0-1. It's 0-2. Foss set the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Foss strikes him out. That's Foss's 3rd strikeout of the game. And after 6 innings, the score, Joliet 4, your Washington Wild Things 2. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball here on MSA Sports Net.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here in the top of the 7th inning. Wild Things down 4-2. Quinn Pippin coming back on the mound for Joliet. Trevor Foss, 6 strong innings of work. Still no action in the Wild Things bullpen, so he'll stay out in the game. Foss allowed 4 runs, 3 of which are earned on 5 hits. Striking out 3, only walking 2. He's also hit a batter. The Foss second straight good outing Do up for the Wild Things this inning, Grant Fink, Scott Carcasey, and Eddie Sorondo. As Wild Things down 2, looking to fight here offensively and get back into this game. Be sure to join us for the Wild Things home opener on Friday, May 20th, presented by 5 Generations Bakers. That home opener against the Lake Erie Crushers this Friday night. So come out and support your Washington Wild Things. 7:05 first pitch for that game. Also, every Friday night's a fireworks night at Consol Energy Park. Enjoy a spectacular fireworks display after all Friday Night Wild Things home games this season. So opening day, fireworks, a good baseball game. What more could you want? Come out and support your Washington Wild Things this Friday as Grant Fink steps in. Fink today 0 for 2. He struck out in both at-bats. Looking to get things started here in the 7th for your Wild Things. Down 4-2. Pippin looks into Staley. He has his sign. He's set, and the pitch coming. And this ball's a strike. No balls and a strike to Fink. 0-1 the count. Grant Fink looking to get his first hit of the day. Entered today hitting 167. Pippin setting the pitch. And Fink pops it up on the infield. Mark Flores, now Alfredo calling everyone off, and Rodriguez will make the catch. That is out number 1. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Scott Carcasey, the designated hitter. Carcasey today 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out on the ledger. Wild Things down 4-2. As they look to come back here in the top of the 7th. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Wild Things. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Slammers. Pippin looking into Staley. Has his sign. He's set. And the pitch to Carcasey. Carcasey squaring, pulls it back, and takes a strike. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count to the Wild Things DH. As he steps in, Wild Things down 2. Pippin set in the 0-1. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Count to the Wild Things designated hitter. Carcasey been playing DH for 4 of the 5 games this year. Or for 3 of the 5 games, excuse me. Here's the pitch. That's outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Carcasey played right field in the other game that he played. He's been in 4 games this year. Didn't play in Sunday's contest. Here's the 2-1. And that's low, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to count on Scott Carcasey. Four to 2, Joliet leads. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch from Pippin. And that's outside, ball 4. So Carcasey will reach for the first time today with a walk, and the Wild Things have a 1-out base runner for Eddie Sorondo. Sorondo today 1 for 1 with a double. He also walked. So he reached base in both at-bats. For Sorondo, he has 6 walks in 4 games behind the plate. O'Sullivan set. And the pitch. And that's a strike. No balls and a strike to Sorondo. 0-1 the count. Carcasey the runner at first. Pippin looks in. He's set. Checks Carcasey. The 0-1 coming. And Sorondo pops this one up. Alfredo Rodriguez calling everyone off. He makes the catch, and that's out number 2. So 2 away, runner at first for the second baseman, John Zizniewski. Zizniewski today 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Carcasey, the runner at first, he reached after a 1-out walk. Pippin looking into Staley for his sign. He has it. He's set. And the pitch coming. And that's called strike. No balls and a strike. Just hit the knees in that outside corner. 0-1 the count. Pippin set. Checks first. Here's the pitch. And Cisniewski fouls this one back into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Cisniewski looking to come through here for the Wild Things. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pippin set, and the pitch coming. And this one, fisted into center field. Will it fall? No, a sliding catch out in center by Charlie White, and that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left for the Wild Things. And after 6.5 to score, Joliet 4, Washington 2. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back, bottom of the 7th inning stretch here from Silver Cross Field. I'm Zach Ziegler. You're listening to the MSA Sports Network. Wild Things currently down 4-2 here in Game 2 of this 3-game series. Game 3 can be heard here on the MSA Sports Network tomorrow, 8:05 first pitch Eastern Time. It'll be Caleb Ort on the mound for the Joliet Slammers against Chase Cunningham for the Washington Wild Things. Trevor Foss out there for his 7th inning work. However, there is action in the Wild Things bullpen just in case. For the Slammers, no action down there. A couple guys moving around. 4-2 the score. Wild Things got their 2 runs back in inning number 6. Brian Harr, his 4th home run of the year, cut the lead to 2. And for Foss, despite giving up 4 runs, he's been pitching well. Only 3 earned runs. Has struck out 3, walked 2. And has also hit a batter. Due up for the Slammers in this half inning, 1, 2, 3, Charlie White, Melvin Rodriguez, and Alfredo Rodriguez to start things off. And Charlie White, 0 for 3 today, 2 ground outs and a fly out. As Wild Things down 4-2. Foss waiting for White to step in. Now he looks to Serrano for the sign. He has it. He's set and the pitch coming. And that's low. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Foss has his sign, the 1-0. Bunting, and this one will roll foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. White trying to get on with the bunt. Good speed by Charlie White, the center fielder. Thought he had a chance to reach, and it rolled foul. White 0 for 3 today. Went 3 for 3 in last night's ball game with 2 doubles and a single. He also walked twice. He reached base all 5 at-bats last night. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Wild Things down 2. Foss looking into Serrano. He's set. And the pitch coming. And this one hit the left field. Fake initially goes forward, goes back, and it's over his head, and it'll roll the wall. White around first, heading to second, and he's going to stop at second there, so a leadoff double gives the Slammers a runner in scoring position here to lead off the inning. As White saw that pitch on the outside part of the plate, Fink initially came in on it, then realized it was over his head. He tried to recover, he couldn't, and it falls for a double. So Charlie White now on second. That'll bring up the second baseman, Melvin Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 3 today. Strikeout and 2 ground outs. Rodriguez does have a home run on the year. As lefty on righty, Trevor Foss on the mound. Looks into Serrano. He has his sign. He's set, checks second. Kicks and deals. This one way outside. Nice grab by Serrano. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count here on Melvin Rodriguez. Lefty on righty. It's Trevor Foss on the mound. Pitching into the 7th for his second straight start. Checks White at second. Here's the pitch. And this one hit foul back into the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 runner at second. Nobody out. Colin Stanley up in the Wild Things bullpen. Warming up just in case. Foss looking into Sorondo. Has his sign. He's set. Checks second. He kicks and he's going to deal. Here comes. Bunting is Rodriguez. Bunts this one hard to third base. Har gets it. And he'll throw to first. And that is out number 1. Meanwhile, the runner moves up. So the sacrifice bunt for Rodriguez. That'll bring up the shortstop, Alfredo Rodriguez. Alfredo today, 1 for 2. Also got hit by a pitch and scored 2 runs. So infield comes in here with 1 away and a runner at third. So try to cut down the run at the plate. Foss looking into Sorondo. Has his sign, he's set, checks third. And the pitch coming. And a high ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Foss reaches the 6 1/3 innings that he threw last time, ties the season high. Foss is set. The 1-0 coming. And that's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 strikeouts on the day for Trevor Foss. As he checks White at third base. He's set in the 1-1. That's outside in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 the count here from Silver Cross Field. Wild Things down 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th. As Foss looking into Sorondo, trying to get a sign. He's set. Kicks in the 2-1. And that one is low, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. The count on Alfredo Rodriguez. On deck, the offensive star of today, Mark Flores. 2 RBI doubles for Flores. Foss wants to get this man out. Foss set the 3-1. That's outside ball 4, so now runners will be on first and third here with 1 away for Flores. Flores, as he said, 2 for 2. 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. As he looks to continue, time is called, and manager Greg Langben will make a call to the bullpen. So, that'll be it for Trevor Foss. Pitching change for your Washington Wild Things. We're going to take a break here on the MSA Sports Network. You're listening to the coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. Bottom of the 7th, 1 out. Joliet Slammers have runners at first and third here with Mark Flores stepping in. Flores 2 for 2 on the day with 2 RBI doubles. And on the mound now for the Wild Things will be Colin Stanley. Stanley making his second appearance of the 2016 season. His first one against Joliet, he pitched an inning, gave 2 strikeouts and a walk in a clean inning for Stanley. So, coming out his second appearance of 2016, he'll be facing Mark Flores, as we said, offensive star today for Joliet. 2 doubles, both RBIs, driven in 2 of the 4 slammer runs in this contest. The inning started with a double by Charlie White, and then a sacrifice bunt by Melvin Rodriguez got him over to third, and a walk to Alfredo Rodriguez has us at first and third with 1 away. And fans, on Saturday, May 21st, the first 1,000 fans to the park will receive a t-shirt courtesy of Milan Labs. Gates open at 6 p.m., so be sure to get there early. Get your nice Wild Things t-shirt this Saturday. First series of Consol Energy Park as the Wild Things take on the Lake Erie Crushers. And Flores will step in now with 1 away and runners at first and third. Colin Stanley, his second appearance of 2016. For Foss, 6 1/3, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned to this point, still responsible for both men on base. Stanley set. Pitch coming. High ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Mark Flores. Flores, the first baseman for these Slammers. Foss checks White at third, checks Rodriguez at first. Here's the pitch. And this ball into center field. Austin will wait for it. He'll make the catch, tagging, and coming in to score will be Charlie White. So Wild Things now down 3, 5-2. The score on the sacrifice fly by Mark Flores. He drives in his 3rd run of the game. Joliet takes a 5-2 lead. That'll bring up Boo Vasquez. Rodriguez stays where he is at first base. Sarando out relaying the signs defensively for the Wild Things. Joliet leads 5-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Stanley set, checks the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled away. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Stanley gets the first man he faces to fly out. He's in for the 2nd time here in 2016. One bright spot for the Wild Things has been their bullpen so far, as they've come in and done some nice work. Couple of rough innings, but other than that, good job by the Wild Things bullpen as this pitch is inside ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stanley, his last time out, said 2 strikeouts, 1 walk in a tidy inning of work. Stanley looks into Sarando, checks first. He has his sign. He's set, and the 1-1 coming. And this one grounded to the right side. That's a base hit in the right field. Rodriguez will stay at second. It's a 2-out single for Boo Vasquez. Vasquez now 2 for 3 with a walk, and that'll bring up Jake Gronsky. Men at first and second here, 2 away. As Gronsky today 0 for 3, 3 groundouts on the day. As Stanley looking to get out of this one for the Wild Things. First and second for the Slammers, 1 out. Or 2 outs, excuse me. As they lead 5-2. Stanley has his sign. He's set. And the pitch. And this one popped up. Yezo going out to right. Zizniewski calling him off. And it falls foul. No one can get to it. Looked like Yezo had a beat on it, but Zizniewski called him off, and it falls luckily in foul territory for the Wild Things. No balls, 1 strike to count to Gronsky. Popkins was coming in. Zizniewski and Yezo were going out. Zizniewski called everybody off and just couldn't make that play. It falls in foul territory. So Colin Stanley on the mound. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Righty on righty, Stanley versus Gronsky. Checks second. And the pitch. And that's a called strike. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count here on the Joliet Slammer third baseman. Wild Things down 3, 5-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. A run in already in the inning by a sac fly by Mark Flores. Here's the pitch. Checks his swing. Ball in the dirt. Sarando corrals it quickly, but the runners still move up. So runners now at second and third with 2 away. Sarando did block the ball, but just couldn't get to it quickly enough to stop Alfredo Rodriguez and Boo Vasquez from moving up. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Wild Things down 3 here in the 7th. Stanley set, checks third. Here's the pitch. And that's in the dirt. Nice block by Sarando there. Count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuce is wild. As Gronsky, the 6'1", 185-pound Danville, Pennsylvania native, played in the St. Louis Cardinals organization, their single-A team, a year ago. Stanley set the 2-2. That's high ball 3, so the count goes full here to Gronsky. And Stanley in danger of loading the bases. Joe Staley, the batter, on deck. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Stanley trying to get out of this one. Wild Things down 5-2. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, ball 4. Bases full of slammers now here. As Gronsky walks, and that'll bring up Joe Staley, the catcher. For Joe Staley today, 0 for 3. Strikeout and 2 flyouts. He was robbed of a hit by Jamal Austin last time up in the 6th. As Austin made a nice sliding catch. Stanley looks into the catcher, Sarando. He has his sign. He's set. And the pitch coming. And this one chopped to second. Cisnewski ranging to his right. He handles it. Throw on to first. And that is out number 3. 4-3 on the putout. But the Slammers do add another run in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. And after 7 full here, the score, Joliet 5, your Wild Things 2. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get a sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in Sick Nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
We're back here in the top of the 8th inning. Wild Things down 5-2. New pitcher for the Joliet Slammers will be Kevin Simmons. As Simmons saw him in last night's contest. This will be his 3rd appearance of 2016. He's thrown 2 1/3 innings, given up 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. No runs yet. ERA still sits at 0. So Simmons going through his warm-up tosses. As we're here in the top of the 8th. Due up for the Wild Things this inning. It's top of the order. Jamal Austin, Austin Wobrock, and Brian Haar. Haar driving in the only 2 runs of the game for your Wild Things. As Jamal Austin gets ready to step in. Austin today, 0 for 3. With 2 groundouts, and a flyout. As Austin steps in, we're ready to get things going here in the 8th. As Simmons set, the first pitch. Swung on and missed by Austin. No balls and a strike. Austin, a 4-game hitting streak to start the season coming into this one. Looking to continue it here. Here's the pitch. Bunting, but he pulls the ball back. 1 ball, 1 strike because that one's in the dirt. Final line on Quinn Pippin. An inning and a third. No strikeouts, a walk, no hits, no runs, no earned. So clean 1 1/3 out of the bullpen. Here's the pitch. And that's in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. 2 chances left for the Wild Things at the plate. As they lead off with their leadoff man. The 2-1, outside ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. 3-1 the count. Nobody out. Here's the 3-1, and that's outside ball 4. So the leadoff man walked by Kevin Simmons. And it'll give the Wild Things a base runner here with nobody out for Austin Wobrock. Wobrock 0 for 3, reached on an error by the third baseman back in the 6th inning. Did score a run on the Brian Harr 2-run homer. And for Wobrock, trying to set the table here for Harr again. Simmons looks into his catcher. He's set. And the pitch. There goes Jamal Austin for second. Here's the throw down. Not in time. Austin gets in there. His first stolen base of the 2016 season gives the Wild Things a runner in scoring position now with nobody out. And the Wild Things trying to mount a comeback. Wobrock, 4 RBIs this year and a home run. Jamal Austin, the runner at second. Simmons set. Righty on lefty. The 0-1. That's inside ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Wobrock. Staley going out to talk to his pitcher Simmons. And while he does, on Thursdays, fans can enjoy several special offers from the Wild Things. On Thursday, the Wild Things are offering a 2-for-1 ticket. Stop by the box office to get yours today. In addition, there's a 4 for $44 offer. It includes 4 reserved seat tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 bags of chips, and 4 small soft drinks. Normally a $76 package. On Thursdays, get a deal with the Wild Things. Here's the pitch. And this one popped up just outside the infield. Alfredo Rodriguez calling everyone off, and he'll make the catch. That's out number 1 here in the 8th. That'll bring up the third baseman, Brian Harr. Harr would love to do what he did back in the 6th inning of this one, a 2-run homer that got the Wild Things on the board. His 4th home run of the year, 5th for the Wild Things. Wild Things have 5 home runs, 4 of which belong to Harr. 1 belongs to Austin Wobrock. So Harr steps in here with 1 out and a runner at second. Austin fakes for third. Here's the pitch. That's outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to the Wild Things, number 3 hitter. Harr came in today only batting .214. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, along with his 4 home runs now and 8 RBIs. Here's the pitch. That's low ball 2. 2-0 to count to the Wild Things third baseman. Tying run on deck, Jimmy Yezzo. So the Wild Things will try to get him to the plate. Here's the pitch from Simmons. It's low ball 3. 3-0, and after that home run, 3 straight balls from Simmons. As with Harr's power, they might be thinking about pitching around him here. 3-0 the count, Wild Things down 3. 5-2 the score here in the top of the 8th. The pitch. Swing and a miss, 3-1. Big hack there by Brian Harr. 3 balls and a strike, 1 out. Righty on righty, Brian Harr versus Kevin Simmons. Simmons set. And the 3-1 as he checks second. Kicks and deals. And a called strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count goes full. Jimmy Yezzo, the batter, on deck for the Wild Things. 3-2, 1 out. Joliet leads 5-2 here in the top of the 8th. Simmons set. The 3-2. And this one hit foul into the seats. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Brian Haar trying to fight his way on base to get that tying run to the plate. Wild Things down 3. Haar providing the only runs for Washington today. His 2-run homer, his 4th of the season. A line drive shot over the left field ball. Simmons set. The 3-2. Austin takes off for third. Swinging a ground ball at the middle. A diving stop by Rodriguez gets to his feet and robs Brian Haar of a base hit. 6-3 on the putout. A great play by Alfredo Rodriguez. Jamal Austin moves up to third on the play. And that'll bring Jimmy Yezzo to the plate. That was almost an RBI single for Brian Haar. Ball just snagged out there by Alfredo Rodriguez. Yezzo today 0 for 4. As he steps in. Yezzo 0-56 coming into this game. Looking to get going offensively. Simmons setting the pitch. Outside ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Yezzo. Be a good time to do it for him here. Lefty on righty, a good matchup. Simmons pitch. Checks his swing, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Wild Things down 3. Jamal Austin, the runner at third. He walked to lead off the inning. Checks third, the 2-0. Outside ball 3. So 3 straight balls to start the at-bat to Yezzo. If Yezzo can get on, Popkins, the tying run, stands on deck. Simmons set. The 3-0. Inside ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Jimmy Yezzo, and that brings up the tying run with runners at first and third and 2 away. Popkins steps in, 1 for 3 with a single and a stolen base. See if he can come through here for the Wild Things. Led the league in home runs and RBIs last year. As manager Jeff Esom coming to the mound. And we will have a pitching change. The pitching change for the Slammers means we're going to take a break here. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball on the MSA Sports Network.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
AAA members enjoy 24/7 roadside assistance, exclusive member-only discounts, expert travel assistance, free identity theft protection, and much more. With that AAA card in your wallet or purse, you have the peace of mind, safety, and security that only AAA membership can provide. Already a member? Don't forget to renew. Not a member? Join AAA today at any nearby office or online at AAA.com. AAA, we're always with you.
We're back here on the Wild Things coverage on MSA Sports Network. New pitcher for the Joliet Slammers, Kevin McNorton, takes the hill with 2 outs and runners at first and third for the Wild Things. Down 3. Dave Popkins, the batter, the tying run. Final line on Simmons, 2/3 of an inning. 1 walk, no hits, still responsible for both runners on base. Excuse me, 2 walks for Simmons. Responsible for both runners on base right now. See if Popkins can come through big. Had a big offensive day last night, 3 for 3 in the loss. As McNorton on this young season is appearing in his second game. In his first outing, gave up a hit and struck out a batter in 1 inning of work. So Popkins steps in, the tying run, first and third for your Wild Things. Jamal Austin on first. He walked to lead off the inning, and then Jimmy Yezzo, a 2-out walk, is on first. Popkins the batter. The switch hitter batting left-handed against the righty McNorton. McNorton set. And the pitch. And this one fouled away. No balls and a strike. McNorton, the side armor from Columbiana, Alabama. 6'6", 200 pounds. Returner to the Joliet Slammers. Austin at third, Yezzo at first. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Joliet leads 5-2. Here's the pitch. And a called strike just on the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2, 2 outs. Popkins the batter. He is the tying run. McNorton set. The 0-2. And this one, line to left field, carrying, and it will be caught by Phil Bates for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left after the 2 walks in the inning. And after 7.5, the score, Joliet 5, your Wild Things 2. You're listening to Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network, bottom of the 8th. Wild Things down 5-2. As Colin Stanley will stay out on the mound for another inning of work. And for the Wild Things, they threatened last inning. Jamal Austin walked to start things off, and he stole his first base of the year, giving the Wild Things a runner at second with nobody out. And a pop out by Austin Wodrock. And Brian Hart almost had an RBI single. He was robbed by a diving Alfredo Rodriguez. A walk to Jimmy Yezzo and a fly out to Dave Popkins ended things in the 8th. So the Wild Things still down 5-2. The Joliet Slammers is due up for the Slammers this half inning will be Carter Bell, Phil Bates, and Charlie White, 8, 9, and 1. And fan, the Wild Things are offering a flex plan promotion. Get a 12-ticket plan for the price of a 10-ticket plan. Flex plans are great for people who have hectic schedules and can't take advantage of a typical season ticket package because they're not sure which games they can attend. A flex plan gets you ticket vouchers at a reduced cost, and you can redeem them whenever it's convenient for you. Call the box office today for more information. Be sure to come out and support your Washington Wild Things this season through the 2016 regular season. We're going to have coverage for you here on MSA Sports Network every game. I'm Zach Ziegler. I'll be the voice of the Wild Things. As stepping in now, Carter Bell. Bell 1 for 3 with a single. Stanley setting the pitch. And this one chopped to third on the first pitch. Har boots it. And he's not going to be able to recover. That's his second error of the day. As Carter Bell reaches here with nobody out. Har's driven in 2 runs offensively, but also 2 errors. As that'll bring up Phil Bates, the left fielder. Bates today 0 for 3. Strikeout, fly out, ground out. Runner at first, nobody out. Joliet up 5-2. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count. It's a runner at first after the error. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Wild Things. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Slammers. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, nobody out. Bottom of the 8th. Joliet leads 5-2 over your Wild Things. Stanley looking into Sorondo, has his sign. He's set. And the 1-1 coming. There goes the runner for second, and this ball fouled off down the right field line. This count goes to 1-2, and Bell will go back to first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. A hit and run put on there by Jeff Esom, the manager of the Slammers. So Stanley back on the mound looking into Sarando. Checks first, has his sign. He's set, and the 1-2 coming. And this ball hit the center field. Jamal Austin coming in. He'll make the catch, and that's out number 1. So with 1 away and a runner at first, it'll bring up the center fielder, Charlie White. White today 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. And Greg Langben coming to the mound. And we will have a pitching change here for the Washington Wild Things. Night done for Colin Stanley. And with that pitching change, we'll take a break here as well. You're listening to Washington Wild Things Baseball here on the MSA Sports Network.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same old's true at Penn Station East Coast subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the MSA Sports Network. Pitching change for your Washington Wild Things. As Colin Stanley's night is done, Stanley, through an inning of work, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, no earned runs, still responsible for the guy at first who reached on the error. And in the bottom of the 8th, Joliet leads 5-2. As the new pitcher for the Wild Things is Brian O'Keefe. O'Keefe making his second appearance of the 2016 season for the Wild Things. In his first outing, a tidy inning against Gateway. That was in Game 2 of that Gateway series, the 10-3 loss. But for O'Keefe, he struck out a man in that inning, no walks. Tidy 1 inning pitched. 1-2-3 retired him. So now he'll face Charlie White. White 1 for 4 today, double and a run scored. The runner at first is Carter Bell. He reached on an error by Brian Hart at third base. So O'Keefe looks into Sarando. O'Keefe, 5'11", 185 from Milford, Connecticut. Throw over to first. And they got him. They picked off Carter Bell at first base, and that's out number 2. So now 2 away. Good move over there by Brian O'Keefe. And Charlie White now batting, nobody on, 2 outs. So that completes the line for Colin Stanley. He goes an inning, gives up a hit, no runs, no earned, 1 walk. Because that ball's a strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count on the Slammers center fielder. Wild Things down 3. Here's the pitch. And this ball popped up, and it'll go back into the seats. Foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 0-2 the count, excuse me. First pitch was called a strike. 0-2, 2 outs. O'Keefe looking in. He's shaking off signs. Now he has it. He's set in the 0-2. That's high, ball 1. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. As Joliet leads 5-2 from Silver Cross Field. You're listening to MSA Sports Net's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball. O'Keefe set in the 1-2. And this one hit the center field, and that will fall for a base hit in front of Jamal Austin. The second hit of the day for Charlie White gives the Slammers a 2-out base runner, and that'll bring up Melvin Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 3, a sac bunt in his last at-bat, though, as he moved up Charlie White to third base and allowed him to score on the sac fly by Mark Flores. O'Keefe looking in, checks White at first, and the pitch. And this ball popped up over to foul territory. Sarando giving chase, but it'll go into the seats. Strike one. No balls, one strike to count. Here on this Education Day at Joliet, Illinois, at Silver Cross Field. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Wild Things dropped game 1 and are currently losing game 2. Throw over to first, and White's back. Game 3 can be heard here on the MSA Sports Network tomorrow. First pitch at 8:05 between the Wild Things and the Slammers. We wrap up the series in Joliet. Throw to first, they got White picked off. Yezzo's throw to second, and it is in time. Oh, no. They said time was, or they got O'Keefe for a balk. That's what happened, a balk to Brian O'Keefe, and Charlie White moves up to second. They say O'Keefe motioned home before he motioned to first base. So White advances on the balk. So O'Keefe looks in. He has his sign. He's set. And the 0-1. And this one hit foul. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. Runner at second. 2 outs. As the Slammers lead 5-2 over your Wild Things. O'Keefe looking into Sarando. He has his sign. He's set. Checks second. And the 0-2 coming. And this ball also hit foul back into the seats. Count will remain no balls, 2 strikes. For Melvin Rodriguez, played in the Washington Nationals organization, drafted in the 18th round last year for Washington. Lefty on lefty. O'Keefe set. The 0-2. Way inside, ball 1. Nearly hit Rodriguez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, 2 outs. Joliet leads 5-2 over your Wild Things here in the bottom of the 8th. So O'Keefe trying to get the Wild Things back to the bat racks. He's set. Checks second, and the 1-2. And this one hit the Woad Rocket short. He plays it on the ground, throw to first, and that is out number 3. 6-3 on the putout. No runs for the Slammers on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. And after 8, the score, Joliet 5, your Wild Things 2. Last shot for the Wild Things here in the 9th. We'll be right back on the MSA Sports Network's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
You just never know how your day is going to go. The same holds true at Penn Station East Coast Subs. For some unsuspecting spuds, they start their day as Idaho potatoes, only to be transformed into hand-hewn fries. Unlucky for them, good for you. However, both your days get better because the fries get to sidle up next to a perfectly grilled Philly cheesesteak. Then, on their way to their final resting place, they get bathed in citric nectar, our signature lemonade. Wherever your day takes you, we recommend Penn Station be one of the stops.
We're back here going to the top of the 9th inning. Your Wild Things down 5-2. Their last cracks here trying to get to Kevin McNorton, who will stay on the mound after getting the last out in the 8th inning. For the Wild Things due up, be Grant Fink, Scott Carcasey, and Eddie Sorando. So 6, 7, 8 guys trying to get something started for your Wild Things. Down 3. McNorton, the side armor, finishing his warm-up toss as he ended the 8th inning, getting Dave Popkins to fly out to left field. The Wild Things threatened. They had runners at first and third, with Popkins being the tying run. Popkins hit a deep fly ball to left, but Bates was able to camp under it for the out as Grant Fink steps in. Fink 0 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts. So he'll try to get on base here in the top of the 9th. Fink came into this game hitting 167. Looking to get on. Righty on righty. McNorton looks in for his sign. He has it. He's set. And the pitch coming. And that's outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to count to the Wild Things left fielder. In front of a good crowd here at Silver Cross Field. Bunch of local schools here today. The 1-0. And that's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Wild Things down 3 here in the 9th. 5-2. Joliet leads. McNorton set the pitch. And this ball by Fink hit the left field. Bates initially thought he was under it. Goes back to the track, and he'll make the catch. Out number 1. 1 away here in the 9th as Fink gave that one a ride, but no dice, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Scott Carcasey. Carcasey today 0 for 2 with a walk. As Wild Things down 3 here in the 9th, 1 out. Here on the MSA Sports Network, McNorton set, and the pitch coming to Carcasey. And that's a called strike, no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count to Carcasey. McNorton looking in. He's set. And the 0-1 on the way. And Carcasey to first base. Off the glove of Flores as he tried to make a diving stop, and the recovery will be too late. So Carcasey will reach with a 1-out single, his first hit of the day. And gives the Wild Things a 1-out base runner. See if they can have some life here as in steps Eddie Sarando, the catcher. Sarando today, 1 for 2 with a walk. He steps in. 6 walks in 4 games for Eddie Sarando. See if he can work his way on base with that tying run on deck. McNorton checks first. He's set. And the pitch. And that's a called strike. No balls and a strike on Sarando. 0-1 the count. The Wild Things catcher. Wild Things down 3. McNorton checks Carcasey at first. And the 0-1. And Sarando pops it up. Flores calling everyone off in foul territory. He makes the catch. That's out number 2. So 2 away here and brings up the second baseman, John Zizniewski. The last chance for the Wild Things. Zizniewski 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Wild Things down 5-2. You listen to the MSA Sports Network coverage of Wild Things baseball. Game 3 of this 3-game series can be heard here tomorrow, 8:05 p.m. McNorton setting the pitch. And a called strike on Zizniewski. No balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. Wild Things second baseman. Looking to get something going here. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jamal Austin would be next if Zizniewski reaches. Norton set. And the 1-1 coming. And Zizniewski fouls this one off into the seats. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2, 2 outs for the Wild Things. As they're looking to mount a comeback here with 2 outs in the 9th. Looking in is McNorton. He has his sign from Staley. Now he's set. Checks Carcasey at first. And the pitch. Carcasey takes off. And it's outside for a ball. They're going to let Carcasey advance. So indecision there for the Carcasey as he moves up to second. That run doesn't matter. He reached on a single with 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And Zizniewski to right field. And this will hook and go foul. Zizniewski gave that one a ride. Count remains 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As Zizniewski looking to keep your Wild Things alive here at Silver Cross Field. McNorton set, righty on righty. The 2-2. And Wisniewski grounded to short. Alfredo Rodriguez has it, throwing to first, and that is out number 3, and this game is over. Final score, your Joliet Slammers defeat the Washington Wild Things by a score of 5-2. Stay tuned here on the MSA Sports Network. Washington Wild Things postgame show coming up. I'm Zach Ziegler. You're listening to MSA Sports coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball.
PA Leadership Charter School is a proud sponsor of the Washington Wild Things. PALCS is a tuition-free online public school for K-12 students. PALCS can help your child hit a home run in their education through flexibility, student-to-teacher interaction, and socialization opportunities. Go to PALCS.org for more information. Go Wild Things!
PA Leadership Charter School. Lead, don't follow.
We're back here on the Washington Wild Things postgame show. Wild Things dropped the second game of this series, 5-2 to Joliet, and their record falls to 2-3 on the young season. Well, today it's just a matter of the offense not being able to get things going. Only 4 hits on the afternoon, 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Brian Haar, as he was the only offense the Wild Things could muster. For Joliet, they scored lone runs in the 2nd, 3rd, and 7th, and had a 2-run 5th inning, and that helped the day. Mark Flores, the big offensive power for Joliet this afternoon. He was 2 for 2 with 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, a sac fly, and a walk, and a run scored. So a big day for Mark Flores. For your Wild Things, the Wild Things player of the day probably goes to Brian O'Keefe. O'Keefe finished the game for the Wild Things through 1 1/3 scoreless innings, giving up 1 hit, no walks, and not striking out a batter. So O'Keefe, a nice start to the season through his first 2 outings, has thrown 2 1/3 innings pitched and hasn't given up a run. So give Brian O'Keefe the Washington Wild Things player of the game. Your Wild Things dropped this one by a score of 5-2. Want to thank you for listening to MSA Sports.net's coverage of Washington Wild Things baseball, and be sure to tune in tomorrow night, 8:05 p.m. first pitch for Game 3 of this 3-game series. It'll be Caleb Ort on the mound for the Joliet Slammers, and it will be Chase Cunningham for the Washington Wild Things. Final score in this one from Silver Cross Field. The Washington Wild Things dropped this one 5-2. We'll be back tomorrow night here on the MSA Sports Network.